Welcome aboard, everybody. Hope you all had a great week. I've had a very busy week. Actually, that's one of the things I want to talk to you about. Things have started going crazy for me again. I'm being told to slow down here. Things have started to go crazy for me again at work this week. Something's happening on the road. What is it? People going to a football match. It's alright, lads. Which way we're going? We're dancing. How you doing? Kids going to a football match or something. God, that's good that there's people with high-vis vests out on the road. So yeah, things have started to get crazy for me at work this week, which is, like I say, one of the things I wanted to address. I want to try, obviously, and increase my channel content. Now, with work going the way it is, it's going to be difficult for me to do. But I'll still do my best to bring you a video every week. But one of the ideas I had, which would be fairly easy for me to do in terms of editing, because there'll be very little editing in it, is something, well, it's an idea I've had for a while. I'm actually going to put the visor down. You might hear me a little bit better, and actually it's quite apt that I should say that, because that sort of falls into this idea as well. It's an idea I've had called real-time ride-out. That's only its sort of working title whilst I've been playing around with the idea. And it would be this, okay? And I mean, obviously I make my videos for you, okay? So that's why I'm asking you. I'm not making all these videos just for me. I'd leave the cameras at home if it was just a ride out on a bike, if I was just doing it for me. But so the idea would be to not talk and add no music, no sort of third camera angle or anything like that. Just a fixed POV. POV stands for point of view. So it would be this chin camera on a range of different motorbikes, obviously on the ones that I own, and hopefully on other bikes as well, and going for a ride out. Now, ideally, I'd sort of keep this to within an hour because of uploads onto YouTube, but I would then look at taking it further afield, like riding to France, but all in real time, not live, because I don't have the ability to do that. But still as a YouTube video, which you could watch and, I don't know, keep it in the background when you were watching it, because there's no talking, there's no chitter-chatter or anything like that from me. But you could add your own music, you could play your own soundtrack whilst watching it. You know, if you stood doing the ironing in the kitchen and you wanted something to watch, you could maybe pop this on, maybe you could pop it on in your lunch break at work for watch 10 minutes at a time. Is it something basically that appeals to you? I'd love to know in the comments below if this would appeal to you, and I won't be offended if there's a large proportion of you saying, thank God you've realised that we don't like listening to your weird accent. So I really won't be offended. I'm just trying to tailor make the videos more, streamline them to what you want. Now, at the same time I'm saying all that, I won't be replacing the traditional ride-outs like where we're going today to Fore Abbey. More on that at the moment. You know, and my little trips and tours like Connemara, and I've a couple of really great ones coming up. You know, I'll still be filling those videos with chat and facts and history and knowledge along the way. This would be to run, well, to ideally double my channel content. I would possibly look at putting those videos out maybe you know, midweek, but I'd have them on a playlist, so you could, you know, search for the playlist. And I don't know, I hope you get the idea from what I'm waffling on about, and that's one thing you wouldn't miss. me waffling on. But like I say, let me know. Okay, I'll park that one there. So that's the big thing really I wanted to discuss with you. Like I mentioned just before there, we're off to Fore Abbey. Fore Abbey is in County Westmeath. It's a special place for me. I don't know what it is when I ride out there, but I take so much from it. Well, I love these roads first of all, but I really love arriving at this place. It's it was one of the first places I actually rode out when I got back into bikes and when I started producing videos for this channel, and I went there on the FJR 1300. So that's how long ago it was, and I'll never forget. It was a beautiful evening, I think, when I rode out there, and there was just something. I think it was more of an achievement because I'd been able to ride a bike after 30 years again for about an hour and stay upright. Mind you, that little feat didn't last too long with the FJR 1300, as you, as those of you who've been following me for a while know. So that's where we're heading, and it's a gorgeous day. Look at this. I mean, the scenery around here is beautiful. We're just, well, I think we're officially approaching summertime, but it really doesn't feel like that. Doesn't feel as though we've had spring yet, but the flowers are sprouting and the sun does occasionally show its happy face. But whenever I'm on this bike, you can see my happy face as well. Now, we're riding past a piggery, and let me tell you, the smell, oh God, I'm turning off bacon sandwiches for life. It's rotten. Does that ever happen to you? You know, when you're in a car, I mean, there's a lot of, because obviously I live in the countryside here in Ireland, there's a lot of piggeries and whatever else around here, dairies, hen houses, but it's the piggeries really which make the smell. But do you know when you're in the car, well, this happens to me, and I say to the kids, oh my God, smell that, it's awful. And then they open the window to let the smell out, thinking that, well, I hope they don't think that I created the smell or that one of them did it. But of course then they let the entire smell in. What's that about? The light is beautiful today. In case you're wondering, I'm still using the Osmo Action 3 with the DJI mic setup, and I have the ND4 filter on today. Actually, I've just realised this is the first ride out I've done this year on this bike. Is it? No, it is. The first ride out. It's 2023. We're well into March now when I'm recording this video. And it is, first ride out. It's a bit of a sin with a bike like this. I've been so busy building the garage. That video is coming to you very, very soon. I'm just doing the final details in terms of electrics and wiring and building shelves and whatever else, and I'm just trying to finish it off for the sort of final piece on the video, so stay tuned for that, folks. It's been about a year in the I wouldn't say in the making, definitely hasn't been in the making because I started the project 2 weeks before Christmas, but it's definitely been a year in the thinking or the creation. It's beautiful out here, isn't it? And green grass of home. Beautiful house, like something off those the Art Deco houses. Grand Designs, that's the name of the program I'm looking for. It's fabulous out here. Literally just ridden around a few bends and all the roads are wet, so there's obviously been a few showers here, so I will take it handy on the corners. Really looking forward to the week ahead. I know I'm just after saying that I haven't been out on this bike, but next week I'm going racing to the racetrack here in Ireland, Mondello Park, obviously on this bike, and it's the first time I've been actually since I went, I didn't even go last year, it was the year before. A subscriber contacted me, John, and unfortunately John passed away, and I never felt as though I just wanted to wait a while before I went racing, because we had an incredible day together out at the racetrack, but this will be my first time back there. I'm going by myself. John would have loved it, but he'd be there in spirit. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's actually, it's not an official race day, it's a training day. Now, I'm not sure they allow cameras. They were a little bit funny about it that time I was there. But we'll wait and see. If I can, of course, I'll take all the camera gear anyway. If I can, I'll make a video about it. So hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, it's a training day just before the sort of season starts again. Weather forecast's looking good as well for Ireland. It's looking dry, that's the main thing. Sort of a bit of a waste of time, especially a rider of my sort of limited ability on a racetrack. If the track was wet, I couldn't really see the point in turning up. So at least I know I'll have a bit more grip. So that's next Wednesday. Oh, I do love a spin out on the Irish countryside. It does make me feel as though I take this for granted so much, you know. I mean, the roads are just fabulous as well. For a motorbike, as long as you're finely tuned to looking for potholes. It's all right when you're on the GS. GS glides over them, but hitting a pothole on this is a bit of a different story. There's a bike which is out, folks. It's fairly new. It's the newly designed Triumph Street Triple, the 765 RS, and with the sort of new colour scheme. Oh, I just love it. And I think I might have already had these thoughts before. Would I trade this bike in for it? Then every time I come out on this bike, of course, it's not an option because I love it. But yeah, I really love that RS. One thing I am sort of saving the coppers for is the BMW, the brand new one, which surely is about to be launched soon. I think the rumours were from the BMW factory, maybe it's around Easter time. So again, by the time this video hits YouTube, they could have been announced, the 1400 and the 1300. But I really fancy upgrading the GS, since that's my all-year-round bike and I use that more than any other bike. I'd love to, well, I'm very interested, let's say, in the new model. You know, I still read on the forums about people who own these bikes. I haven't had a single, I'm going to jinx it now, of course. I haven't had a single bit of trouble with this bike. It's just been such a pleasure to ride, so enjoyable, and again, like I'm always harping on about, even to look at. I love cleaning it, I love looking at it, it just makes me happy. And then to ride it, it's just something else. I forgot how great all the safety features are. You know, I really wound up the throttle when I was heading out to the petrol station earlier on this, just to give it a blast once it was warmed up. And you know, all the safety features on it, which keep the front end on the ground and everything. I know some of you are probably thinking, yeah, we'd hate that. Why would you want that? Get the front end up in the air. Incidentally, just to go back to that idea I was talking about at the beginning of the video for a second, the real-time ride out. I know I said there wouldn't be sound in terms of music on my voice, but I would still put, that's a gorgeous little cottage, isn't it? I would still put ambient sound, like the sound of the road and the wind, and in fact, why don't I shut up for 30 seconds now and just give you a little idea of the sort of ambient sound I'm talking about. Now, you've no idea how hard it was for me to stay quiet there as I was winding the throttle up. Oh God, that was good. That just releases so many endorphins doing something like that. People say go for a run. So that, go for a ride. But yeah, I'm hoping that I have planted a seed with you all. We're just approaching Fore Abbey down here. with that idea. I think it'll be really beneficial to a lot of you. I hope it will be anyway. I might just try one anyway, like for an hour or so. I really couldn't have picked a better day for the light. It's beautiful. The other thing I'm doing is next weekend I'm going off on a bike rally, or a ride out anyway, with I think possibly hundreds of other bikers, for a place over here in Ireland, an incredible place called Pieta House, Prevention Against Suicide, to raise funds for that. Totally self-funded. I've met the woman. She constantly wins awards because of her fundraising efforts and, well, the service she provides. And so yeah, I'm going for a spin out on that, organised by Megabikes, who, as you know, have provided me with the bikes I have reviewed, the limited amount of bikes I've reviewed on my channel. I'd love to do more of that, I really would. But I've bought I think 4 or 5 bikes from Megabikes at this stage. Alrighty, my sat nav is telling me to go left, but I know, oh god, that was slippy. I don't know if you saw that on camera. Nice little twitch. Well, I'm saying nice, it wasn't nice at all. It's nice that it didn't fall over, but real loose gravel. Funny, as I was riding down that road to come here, look at that. That's a gorgeous looking pub, isn't it? But I don't frequent pubs anymore, as you know from my new video. The secret is out. But yeah, when I was riding down the road there, that's Fore Abbey over there. Dave, why can't you just stick with one thing you're talking about at a time? So, third time I'll try that sentence. When I was riding down the road there, I remember the last time I was here, whatever bike it was, they'd only just laid that road, which is why all the loose gravel there is still at the end. But that was a bit hairy. Anyway, I didn't fall. I'm here at my spiritual place. It's really nice. Good few people around as well. I might take a little walk over, but I think first on the list is coffee. Okay, folks, I'm probably going to end the video here because I don't like talking away to myself when there's other people around. But thanks again for tuning in. Have a great week, everybody. Be good, stay safe, and sure, I'll see you next weekend. But please let me know in the comments below about that idea, which I've been talking about within this video. Okie dokie. There's another quick shot of Fore Abbey. In fact, I'll take a photograph just to end the video on. Okay, Solantia.